All right, welcome back. Thank you for being here. This is finally part four of this spiritual journey I've been sharing. Life has been lifing. I'm finally bringing things up to date. Okay, so let me go back to part three. And I had to do some notes here. Hopefully, I can even read my own writing. I don't know. But it's been it's been a few months, so I just figured I better, be able to reference something, child. Listen, my mind has been all over the place. But anyway, so part three, I left off with me saying that, after I went through some difficulties, some losses, very important folks in my life, my grandfather, who's been pivotal, very important part of my spiritual journey in my life, and then my best friend. Whew, totally unexpected. It made me really question my belief system, like what I had been studying and learning. Like it felt great compared to what I had come out of. It helped make a lot make sense. Like I'm very grateful to all the teachers and folks who I had found, right? The books and who I was following. Um, but I just realized in that moment, the thing that was supposed to be foundational, right? That was supposed to hold me, that was supposed to feel concrete, that I was supposed to feel grounded in and stable when crap hit the fan, right? It wasn't as stable as I would have liked. And I realized it was because there was something missing. And essentially, I was the missing piece. Okay. Um, I did not see myself in this knowledge and wisdom, as wonderful as it was. And even the people, like I said, very grateful, wonderful, powerful people, but they did not look like me. Okay. So it just left me feeling, it left me with questions. It left me feeling alone a little bit. It left me feeling, I wish I could think of the word. I didn't feel grounded. I didn't feel grounded. I didn't feel completely safe. And, if you don't fully connect to your faith, if you don't, and I apologize for the background. I have asked them to be quiet like 10 times. It's just not going to happen. So hopefully it doesn't pick up. But there's my son, like especially him. I always point him out because he's the one that tends to just, no matter, I'll just keep saying it. Oh, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting. He's 10. Anyway, so I'm like, I would like to feel deeply connected and grounded and secure. And I needed that. I needed to feel that way. And I realized this happening, me being the rug being pulled from up under me made that very clear. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out how to, really explain. So I literally just started Googling. Like, I needed to know, like, what did people who look like me believe, understand, practice before this whole organized religion thing, right? I needed to make sense of my experience as a Black woman in America, number one. And I needed to see myself. I needed to know that I was a part of this whole, like on a spiritual level. Okay, I get it. We're all spirits. There's no, but I needed a spiritual explanation, right? I needed something that made sense of my experience as an African American woman. And so I started looking. I searched. All different kinds of religions came up. Um, but voodoo, hoodoo, and things like that, and Kemetic science wound up coming up. And I found a lot of things that were like empowering, right? I found historical stuff because I knew that, you know, if we're the first ones on the earth, then clearly, right? If humanity, if it all began in Africa, then, you know, help me understand, what were we doing? What were we doing before, you know, these ships came, right? Which we had ships before they had ships. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So like the information that I would come across would be very empowering, but it was just kind of like, you know, like, you know, basically Black people are the bee's knees and white people, which we are, first of all, let's get that straight. But, you know, basically demonizing white people, straight to the point. And I was far beyond that. Like that just wasn't, that's just not where I was at all, right? I needed something, I need a more evolved explanation, right? I can get angry like anybody's business, okay? If I go there and let my mind focus on, you know, all that, you know, my people been through, and slavery, and, you know, even the injustices today. But, you know, I had already gotten to a place of higher, you know, a broader perspective in regards to that. So I wasn't going backwards. So I needed whatever helped give me what I was looking for to be at a more evolved level, right? So this whole Kemetic science came up, and like I said, some of it was cool, but a lot of it just came with that other, I just couldn't take it seriously. I couldn't fully embrace it because of that aspect. Like, keep it real, tell the truth, but going that far, you know, like white people aren't even human, and dog DNA, canine DNA, and all this crap. Like, I was just like, listen, I ain't got time for all that. So, but I continued to search, and I came across Kemetic centered living. I saw the videos on YouTube, and at first, of course, still being Kemetic science, I was like, but upon, you know, really, you know, getting into it, and I was able to receive it. It was done very well. It didn't have that feel to it. And, you know, I realized that there was a class that was being offered called the African Mind Rewire class. And I'm like, okay, this sounds good. So I, you know, go to get in, and it's closed. And I'm like, oh, okay. And, but I still continue to watch, you know, the YouTube. And, you know, the founder, Reginald, I resonate with him. I connect to him. And even what I'm getting from the YouTube videos, I'm hearing things that I have already studied before, that I was already resonating with, but just presented in a different way. So that kept me, right? So I just happened to check again. The class was open, right? And then I think it was like discounted at that time. So I was like, okay, there was a reason maybe why I was supposed to wait, but that was like my, like, ding, 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 like the clue, like, get in now, do it now. So I know now that there's no coincidences. I don't believe in that, but I know that the timing of when I even came into to take the class, there was a reason. So, you know, I started getting into this information. Not only did I see myself, and it helped me to make sense of I not only saw myself in it, and it was not only being presented by someone who looked like me, who had studied and done the research, right? But the dots were even being connected so that I could make sense of this Christianity, right, that I had been a part of in my earlier years, that I did not feel connected to, that did not make sense. It helped it to make sense. And it was broken down and explained. And he did and does a brilliant job of explaining how, you know, today's Christianity, how it's connected to the Kemetic science of, you know, our ancestors, the wisdom and African knowledge and wisdom that existed. And it makes so much sense. And I was so happy. You have no idea. Like, I broke down and cried a few times. My mind was blown. It is a powerful, powerful class. It is a powerful class. I connected with it deeply. And I finally got to the point where I could fully trust in my understanding of who and what I am, okay, as an expression of source, having this human experience, right? And it's the reason that I'm trying not to get like start crying and stuff, but I talked about before how like I had this feeling, this knowing when I was a child of, you know, there was a knowing that I was more than what I was being told I was, and that what I was feeling in terms of having been here before, or being able to return to something, wanting to leave this planet that was overwhelming me with all of this visual and things that were hurtful and harmful and mean, and like I didn't understand it. I was so sensitive to it, and it would hurt me, and I would hurt for other people. And I'm like, yeah, I'm out of here. I don't want to do this anymore. And I had the feeling, and I shared this before, that I wanted to go back. Like, that's what would come up. Those are the words. That's what would come to me. It's like, I want to go back. Back to where, right? And when I would say it, I would just feel this feeling. And I couldn't see anything. It was just blackness. But it felt like overwhelming sense of just like love and comfort and peace, right? So while Christianity couldn't help me to process that as a child, and then the information that came with it helped to make me more confused and question myself, and, you know, question myself. This was now helping me to make sense of what I understood, or what I felt and was receiving all those years ago. You know, being able to finally do what my grandfather had been encouraging me to do all of these years, which was to trust myself. I finally felt like I could. I felt like my belief system supported me in a way and provided what I needed in a way that allowed me to trust it, to trust me, to trust who I am, what I know, what I intuitively know. You just have no idea. It's just been everything. And so there's no way I could not talk about Kemetic centered living, and Reginald and the community, and how big of a part it's been in me getting to this place where I now feel now have that grounded feeling. And in addition to the knowledge and wisdom, you know, it equips you with these tools, right, that you can actually apply to your life, that you can actually see results, right, that you can actually do, and have control and power over your life. Like, you know, you learn how to create your reality, right? You you understand that you can, and then you're shown how to do it. I don't know that there's anything like this in this way. I know that there isn't. I just highly doubt it. I just highly doubt it. And if there is, it probably has come after it, because it's been around for a few years now. So anyway, I don't even know if I even said everything that's on here, but you know, I just now know, you know, this channel, I had, you know, I think in my last video, I finally had like just kept it real. I just realized I had to keep it real with myself in order to keep it real with you. Like, listen, I mean, I keep saying, you know, I'm decided to create this channel for me, which is true. And I decided to do it to track my journey, which is true. And, you know, so I can look back and see, you know, my progress, all true. But at the end of the day, I could have done that just on my phone. I can just make videos and never post it. I was told to, there was this feeling, there was something in me, I was being called to create this channel for a reason. Now, it sat there for over a year and a half before I made my first video, but it came back around where I was like, it's time. Right. And it was essentially probably because I had to go through this coursework, this class, get connected to this community. And you know what? And I'll put the link because I believe it's open. I'm going to double check with Reginald Kuakaru and see like what link I should use in case anybody is interested. If the things that I have said make sense, that it feels like something you would want to check out and be a part of, I highly recommend it. It is done from a perspective like, you know, he focuses on folks leaving Christianity because he was Christian, right? And that's what he knows. And that was what he used in terms of being able to break this information down and show the connections and things like that. But there's definitely folks who've never been Christian, who were in other religions or never been religious at all. They just were ready. They were just at a place in their lives where this knowledge made sense for them, right? So, you know, it may do that for you no matter what. If what I'm saying to you in terms of feeling powerless, in terms of feeling like a victim, in terms of feeling worthless, in terms of like not knowing what to do, in terms of needing something, looking for something, especially if you're Black, especially if you're Black, but not only if you're Black, because there's folks who are not, who are a part of the community and have, you know, gotten very much, you know, a great experience from it. So it's not just for Black people or just for Christians. That's just who it is, I would say, geared towards. But I think anyone who's ready, anyone who's seeking, searching, and needing, you know, that empowerment to make sense of, you know, this life, this world, and, you know, get that confirmation of who they are, you know what I mean? And what you can do and be and have and how, okay? So I'm gonna get the link, I'll ask, and I'll put it in the description. And yeah, and we still have the community right now. Teach, which is Reginald, has been pretty busy, just focusing on content and stuff. That's just his thing, that's what he does. He's a teacher, okay? So there's, you know, I'm one of the admin. We've been keeping the community going. We're definitely open and would love folks to join that. So I'll put a link to that as well. Definitely looking for folks who want to help, to, you know, step up and be an active, right, community member, and maybe even, you know, step into leadership even, okay? But anyway, I'll put a link to that. But bottom line is that my entire life, I have been different, quirky, weird. I've had all of these interesting experiences, what would be considered paranormal or whatever, right? I don't know if I shared some of those experiences, but I'll talk about it in another video. Different experiences I've had. And since then, being a part of this, just being open to just all kinds of things that have allowed me to get the answers that I need, like getting my birth chart done, getting a birth chart reading, and so much. Like, it just made so much make sense. And it Voice Shay, who was Reginald's daughter, did the birth chart reading. She's phenomenal, very gifted, and she has psychic abilities. I do not question it. You just don't understand. You have to witness it and experience it for yourself. But I felt safe being able to ask her these questions as someone who's had my own experience, but I've been just too fearful. I've been too afraid, and having that Christian, background, and, talk about the devil and demons and evil and all of these things, it will give you pause. Like, you don't really want to tread into certain waters because you just don't know. So even though I had come away from Christianity and started learning other things, there still was this fear. So finally I got to even talk about my experiences in an environment where it was just it was safe for me to do it. It was encouraged. I got answers. I got support. I got encouragement. I got confirmation. And finally, the fear left, right? Whew, that was amazing. And so I finally started to not just only accept and own, my stomach growling, who I am as this, being an extension of Source, and essentially the goddess, okay, which is where April and the goddess comes from. But, on that April side, just like my makeup, right, with this birth chart reading confirming all of these things about me that makes sense of my life and who I've been all my life. These experiences, crazy experiences, leadership, people just coming to me, being like a counsel to people most of my life. My childhood friends calling me grandma. But yeah, I finally got to a place where I started to really start to see myself as I fully am, and embracing it and accepting it and owning it, that I am a light worker and a healer and a teacher and a guide, and you know what I mean, and this uplifter and supporter and encourager, and I'm able to see things in ways that people can't see, and that I'm constantly getting information and wondering why I know things that it's just been confirmed for me that essentially I'm a channel. I'm constantly receiving information, that my makeup, it makes sense of how I think and how I know things, and how I'll just feel things, and my intuition, my entire life, I have not always listened to it, and I've allowed fear and emotions and all of these things at different times have gotten in the way. But when I tell you, it has been on point, and it has helped me and carried me and allowed me to help even other people, right? So I realized that, that this is more than just about me, just sharing my journey in hopes that, someone may connect to it and resonate with it. Again, also true. But I'm here on this planet to do some work. I am here. I have been called. I am listening. I am answering, right? And so this channel is so much more than just me sharing my journey and what I'm up to and into. Also true, all of that. But yeah, and finally seeing myself in that way and feeling comfortable and confident enough to not only refer to myself as a goddess and other people as gods and goddesses, especially gods, okay? Because that took me even longer than goddess. I feel like we're able to do that with women, like goddess. She's a beautiful goddess, right? But calling men God, oh child, oh no. But even like, I mean, it just shows my growth, my progress, my expansion. I'm so proud of myself that I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to fully step into, embrace, and operate from this place of trusting what I know, living what I know, being who I am, doing what I came here to do. So that's what I intend to do. And, I do hope folks resonate with it. I trust actually that who's meant to resonate, who's meant to get something out of it will. That I know for sure. And I fully believe that there are going to be people, maybe a community, I don't know, that I resonate with that are going to be a significant part of my journey as well. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I'm still evolving, right? That is an endless thing. It is not a sprint. It is a marathon. It's a journey. That implies miles, okay? It's right? Yeah. So we are eternal. So anyway, I'm going to stop because I didn't know I was going to get to 30 minutes. I fumbled and bumbled all over this. But guess what? I am not going to record it over. I may try to edit it out. I don't know. But I might not, I'm just showing up. I'm human. I'm also spirit, having this human experience. I'm all of that. And I'm going to fully embrace all parts of me. All parts of me, and not wait until I get it right and I got it perfect and I done made it already and now I can tell you what I did. I am going to be. I'm going to live. I'm going to exist. And I'm going to do it all right now, right? And allow it to be okay because it is. Because it is. And so I know that that's going to be part of what I'm here to do. To show that it's all okay. It's okay to be all of those things, especially if you look like me. Especially if you look like me. Even if you don't, I love you all. I love all folks, right? All are welcome if you are bringing the love and respect and helping to maintain the safe space and you resonate, please, yes, all are welcome. But especially if you look like me, especially Black folks, because I just know, speaking from my experience, with the Black community and how taboo and you just don't feel safe talking about certain things. So come weird, come quirky, come with the shits, okay? So shit, aliens and ghosts and goblins, oh my, okay? Not ghosts and goblins, no. But I'm just saying, right? I just want to be able to talk about it all and share and learn, right? So yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. And I think that's it. If I missed anything else, child, it'll have to be in the next video. But I just really appreciate having this space. Like, I didn't create the space, but I swear there's something about it that when you're recording, or at least when I am, I don't know how to explain it, but I already feel like I'm talking to someone. I already feel, and you probably notice because that's how I'm talking, right? Like I'm like we're sitting down talking to each other, because it's like I can feel the energy of people who I'm communicating with. So I know that sounds weird. There's going to be people who understand what I'm saying. And I want to get into all of that kind of stuff too. We're going to talk about so much stuff. It's going to be so much fun. But yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for creating this space. I feel very blessed, and to be able to open up, to share, to be myself in this safe space. Thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. And until next time, peace.